All right, happy Friday night, everybody. Welcome on into the Hat Creek Interior Studios. Glad you were with us. And, if you're looking for custom furniture and accessories, Western style, you're looking for Hat Creek Interiors. They ship anywhere in the U.S., based in Lubbock, Texas, hatcreek.us. Check out their website and then drop them a line and tell them we said, hey. All right, so yeah, we're here. It's a Friday night, it's an open date. We're still here. We got stuff to do, we got things to talk about, right? We can still find out the most Texan thing you did this week. Dan, if he's watching, I know he went to the State Fair of Texas. I think it's opening day. Rock on, good job. We also find out, guys, pro tip: married or single with girlfriend, do something this weekend to make the weekend about your wife or girlfriend, because it is a slog until November, the next time we get a tech open date. So whatever chores you've got, whatever you've got to do, get something accomplished this weekend. In fact, I ask you tonight, tell us what you're going to accomplish this weekend with Texas Tech with the open date. What are you going to get done? What is it that you hadn't done over the last month? We got a game, I can't do it. Tell me that time. What do you hope to accomplish this weekend? And then the other topic: what's the game you're most interested in watching this weekend? College or pro? From Ole Miss and LSU to you name it, Cowboys and Packers. What is the game that you want to watch? Is it Oregon State and Houston? Yeah. TCU and Arizona State? All that coming up tonight. So make the most of the time. If you want to talk about the Ryder Cup, if you want to talk about anything, it is open lines tonight on a Friday night. Glad you're here. We will be with you tonight as long as the conversation is good and fun. You get on the United Supermarkets chat line, Market Street, United Supermarkets. They support Texas Tech. They put their names on things in West Texas. Stop by there on the way home. You know what? Needed mashed potatoes. Okay. They've got ready-made, pre-made, ready to go, heat and eat mashed potatoes, and they're fantastic. Just add butter, a little bit of pepper, and off you go. So you never know what you're going to need. And your wife says, "Hey, before you head on, out to the country, why don't you hit Market Street and get some potatoes? Oh, and toilet paper. Yeah, they have toilet paper as well. In three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com. You start your day every day. Get those fresh Raiderland hot links every morning, brought to you by Jackson Brothers Meat Locker in Post, Texas. They can handle all your processing needs. They ship anywhere, so no matter where you call home in Raiderland, if you want world-famous jerky, if you want ribeyes, if you want sirloin, if you want this, that, and everything else and in between, go to their website, Jackson Brothers Meat Locker in Post, Texas. Also brought to you by Ultra Exteriors. And they do interiors too, like bathroom remodels and kitchens and all sorts of stuff. But this summer, a whole lot of roofs, a whole lot of window treatments, a whole lot of outside work after all the storms in the early part of the summer. My man Warren Taylor, he'll get you taken care of. Give him a holler and tell him you need your exteriors looking ultra. Also by the Reserve Culinary Tavern, 103rd and Quaker. No football this weekend, no problem. Brunch, again, put the spotlight on your wife or girlfriend. Never at the same time. That's awkward and somebody's going to get shot. They've got great brunch, 10 to 2, Saturday and Sunday. Highly recommend it. Also, highly recommend a reservation if you know exactly when you're going to go. Doesn't mean you can't get in necessarily, but you never know. Don't leave it up to chance. All of that coming to you from the Hat Creek Interior Studios tonight here in Raiderland. So what do you hope to accomplish this weekend? It's an open date. I have a few things. One of them is my office. The office has to be dealt with this weekend. It must be dealt with this weekend. Games you're most interested in. What are you looking for tonight? What are you looking for this weekend when you watch Houston and Oregon State? What will you take away? What are the games you want to watch? And I mentioned the Cowboys and Green Bay. It's only a matter now of how much do I want to bet my child's children's future on the Packers. It's really what it boils down to. Jump in on the chat line. Let's get it going. And as I said, from Ryder Cup to Texas Rangers, anything else, whatever's on your mind, make it happen on that chat line. And of course, if you're on YouTube, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on YouTube. Hit like, hit share. If you're on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media, hit like it, share it, invite people in, or Facebook, same thing, like, share, invite people in, and then subscribe to all the channels. Grow Raiderland. James, I'm going to try and find my daughter in the student section on the Tennessee versus Hell State game on TV. Let's go Mississippi State. Let's give Tennessee a little something to think about. Big Hell State people around here, my brother. Mississippi State grad, undergraduate degree, forestry's management. Chris, the pre-made fajita beef is fantastic. I think he's talking about United and Market Street. I think he's talking about United and Market Street. Unless you're talking about mine. Chris, already changed oil. Let's back up again. Hi there, Ryan Hyatt here with you in the Hat Creek Interior Studios. Already changed all smoke detectors. I read that it's oil smoke detectors. I'm like, what kind of deal are you running? All over 10 years old. Next up, front door handle. No, seriously? Oh no, you not batteries. Like you got new smoke detectors. Now, I know mine aren't anywhere near 10 years old, but that's a good question. They tell you all the time about changing the batteries. How often should we buy a new smoke detector? And by the way, if any of y'all having those radon gas and, all that, carbon monoxide detector, if your carbon monoxide detector goes off at 4:45 in the morning, your ass will get into action. You will find out the closest Walmart by your house that's open 24 hours a day, and you will be going there. Michael's on our YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. We want 1,000 YouTube subscribers by next week. Well, hell, that's a lot, Hyatt. That's like, 400 and something. You got 550 or something. That's a lot. I believe we can make it happen because I believe in you. I truly do. Who wins, Arizona State or TCU? TCU's catching 3. I've got TCU on the money line. That's what I think. I watched enough of the Arizona State game, and I'm a big Arizona State and Hell State. I've seen enough of Arizona State right now early on, and I've watched some TCU, and I'm a big believer in Hoover at quarterback. So I'm riding with the purples on this one. I think TCU can get it done. We'll see. Can Houston beat OSU by 25? The spread is what, 13.5? I think I've got Houston in a parlay laying the 13.5. Can they beat them by 25? We'll see. Oregon State coming off the Oregon game, a rivalry game. They got the slats kicked out of them. Are they done? Or are they checking in? Houston is at a look-ahead spot. Shouldn't be. When you go on the road, I think it actually helps you focus a little bit, and it gets the coaches in the faces of the players and say, hey, we're on the road. All 13,000 fans here hate you. 25, I don't know. I would say 24. Now, definitely 13.5. I think they're over that, 10-year lifespan, says Chris, on the smoke alarm. So the actual smoke alarm itself. Yeah, I'm getting close to like need to buy some new ones. Glad you mentioned this. See, this is what this community does here in Raiderland. I had no idea until Chris started commenting tonight on Facebook, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on Facebook, talking about what are we going to accomplish this weekend. I've got to get my office in order. I've got to start dealing with Christmas decorations and stuff, not putting them out, but getting ready. Trust me, it's a process. But now, thanks to Chris, I think we can all look around and go, how freaking old is that smoke detector up there? I'll go out and buy 4 new ones this weekend. Jeff, he's on that YouTube channel, Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland, free. Dr. Skuvenek to you, by the way. Skuvenek announcing AAU goal has everyone speculating we want to go to the Big Ten. Not at all related. No, it's not at all related. It's all about trying to ensure more federal dollars flow into Texas Tech. It goes to the Kent Hance, got to get to 40,000 enrollment, got to grow, got to get bigger. Um, the AAU designation does allow certain dollars to flow into your university. And this is where people like Skubinick and Hance hate me. Does it really turn out a better undergrad? Notice I said undergrad. That my opinion is that Texas Tech was, and should have always be designed to generate great undergrads. That anything research, anything graduate is bonus. But to me, the reason Texas Tech was created was to create great undergrads. And I think everything should be designed to flow into the undergraduate education, not having scads of professors who never teach a class, who all they do is publish or perish, who all they do is get research grants in and do all of that wonderful stuff. I just killed a gnat because I have an undergraduate degree from Texas Tech. And the chase for postgraduate dollars in research, I believe, still harms the undergraduate. And I know Dr. Skubinick would argue to the death against me. His wife might agree with me. No, she wouldn't. But I get it. Got to get bigger. Got to get more. Got to do all those things. Got to be AAU. Okay. And I'm sure there are instances where somebody who graduated from Texas Tech over the last 40 years walked into an interview and the job interviewer said, yes, I see that you have a 3.2 GPA and you have matriculated quite nicely here. Oh, extracurricular activities. You were involved in what is that? Is that debate? Ah, yes. So you meet all the qualifications we're looking for. Is your school AAU accredited? I know a lot of Texas Tech graduates. I know a lot of Tech graduates. And if any single one of them can ever come back to me and say once in the interview process that somebody asked, oh, but were you a part of the AAU? Yes, the Amateur Athletic Federation. I ran track in junior high and high school. It was great. My mission and the stated mission of Texas Tech disagree greatly at times. Hence the reason, among other things, that is called Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Going all the way back to the formation, athletics and otherwise, they've got their Raiderland. I've got my Raiderland. Do what you want to do. Joseph, I'm most interested in Utah, West Virginia. Is Utah legit? There aren't many picnics in Morgantown, and I hope Texas Tech doesn't find out that the hard way. Like a colonoscopy. What? The prep is worse than the procedure. I don't know what that means. What is the prep? Just killed another gnat because I got an undergrad degree from Texas Tech, not an AAU institution. What the hell does that mean? AAU money does AAU money give more grants to the undergrads? If not, then no thanks. As I understand it, it's primarily based on graduate, postgraduate, whatever you want to call it, education, research universities, the whole research universities. And I've got some friends, a couple of my best friends from high school are highly involved research university professors, doctors, doctorates, PhDs. And I love what they do. But I also know how little they teach. And my goal will always be for Texas Tech to be a teaching institution. Can you pursue both at the same time? And that's what they will tell you, that the administrators and the people involved will say, you can do both at the same time. You can serve two masters. You can serve the undergraduate master. You can serve the postgraduate master, the AAU master, the federal grants, the everything else. Okay, that's fine. It ain't like I'm going back to school, so they don't really care about me. Randy Wade, can you come help me, Randy Wade? Uh, is the Big 12 doing itself a disservice, he asked, by having games kick off when most of America is asleep? Do we need eyeballs on games or not? Which games are you talking about specifically? Because we just played a huge Big 12 game last week at 10 o'clock local, Utah, noon. So I would say no, the Big 12 is doing all they can to play games in the best windows they can on big noon, get those games on, get those games in the early windows. So I'm not sure which games you're talking about in what time. Well, the bosses showed up. That's when the hounds from hell are going crazy. Look out the Hat Creek Interior studio window. This will be interesting to see everything she gets out of the vehicle here, food or otherwise. Yeah. So, which you talk about doing a disservice? We've got people complaining that they're playing too many early games. So, clarify on that. Any idea when Tech versus Kansas game time will be? Any idea when or when it will be announced? It'll be announced potentially Sunday night. If they don't do it this weekend, it will be Sunday night on the 5th. So now, if you're asking what time I think the game will be, obviously Texas Tech. You hope they hadn't lost yet. You want Kansas to win. I think that would probably be a 2:30 or an 11 noon type game on that one. That if you're undefeated, they're going to want you on early in the day. I don't think it's going to be a 6 o'clock. Will the rain in Tempe, the monsoons have hit Tempe, affect the score prediction for the Arizona State TCU game any? Is it raining right now? Do we know that it's raining? Are we expecting rain? I don't know. What's the total on it? Hold on. Give me half a second here. TCU Arizona. The total right now is 54. That's a legit total that tells me that they're not worried about rain on it. So I would take a look at that 54 total and say, nope, doesn't look like they're worried about it. And then Houston and Oregon State, 47.5. Fascinating. 13.5 early. We've had money this afternoon move to Oregon State, taking it down to a point. Houston minus 12.5. Come on, Cougs. Really? Who's putting money on Oregon State against Cougs? Jeff, if Texas Tech and Kansas are both undefeated, I want a night game so the crowd is even more amped up. I don't know who has the right to the game. So the network that'll have the right to the game will determine when they want it. I still think that if it's a highly anticipated game, you might be going. Are you going? Could you go back to the big noon? I don't know. It's a little convoluted right now for me to understand week to week exactly which network has the first pick right now, and that's a big deal with the SEC and the Big Ten. That a lot of people feel like the Big Ten's getting just hosed on which games are getting picked and how they're getting set up, which kind of cracks me up on the network, and how they get first pick and everything else. Truly, Jeff, I don't worry about it. I really, you tell me a week out, 2 weeks out, when the game's going to be. I don't think you're going to need an amped up crowd at 6 o'clock that's going to be any more amped up at 2:30 or noon or 11 or whatever. It ain't the old days. It's really not. When Tech plays a game now, people are jacked up, and that's a good thing. What are you going to accomplish this weekend? What are you going to do? What are you going to try to? I mentioned I've got my office is just an absolute disaster right now. And I've got to deal with that this weekend, and that'll make my wife happy. I mentioned Christmas stuff. I got to get things ready to get ready for Christmas. I've got to know where things are. I've got to go into. We have a railroad boxcar as our storage unit. I know we're like the boxcar children, except there are no kids living it that we're aware of. But I've got to. I feel like I need to do some triage on that and get ready for that. The laundry, I'm ahead on laundry going into the weekend. Did a great job the last 24 hours on laundry and what we need to do going into the weekend. So that's good. I'm ahead on that. And then your basic cleaning. But what do you want to accomplish this weekend? Because I'm telling you, it's a long slog till November 22nd in the next open date, and you guys are going to be busy, and you need to do something this weekend that's going to make a difference around the house. All right. JC jumps in on our YouTube channel. Glad you're out there, JC. Not sure now, but during undergrad, poli sci, political science, for those of you from Muleshoe, never had TAs. In business grad school, did foreign currency research so professor could teach a freshman financial class. Love it. Love it is, was, or teaching. Love it. Love it. Love it is or was a teaching institution. So we're talking about tech. I mean, yeah, I had full professors in freshman classes in 1988. Economics, was that 88 or 89? It might have been 89. Full professors. TA and stats in math. Still don't know a word he said, but he was really a nice guy. Randy, Houston kicking off at 9:30 and BYU has kicked off at 9 a few times this year. No college football games should be played on Friday night in this state. Also, I hope all your listeners on X get the help they need. Do they need help? Do the people on X? Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm a little slow. That was funny. Yeah, so Houston's playing at 9:30, but they're playing out on the West Coast. That's part of the deal. They're not going to make every West Coast team kick off at 5 in the afternoon. They're going to get night games out there. That's okay. This is a non-legitimate, it's not a conference game. Houston and Oregon State. So don't worry about that. BYU, they're non-conference games and otherwise, whatever. Let them do that. But we had a conference game that kicked off at 10 o'clock local so it could be featured nationally. Jeff, not accomplishing anything, still non-weight bearing on this broken leg for 11 more days. Hang in there. You're going to get there. My mom's going through the same thing and literally has about 11 more days non-weight bearing on her broken leg. Tibia, it was a tibular plateau fracture. Got about 11 more days. Y'all can get there. I know you can. Mark, let's get through Halloween before the Christmas decoration comes out. No, they're not coming out. But we do Christmas so well, I've got to get it organized and get it staged before it can come out. No, that's how good it is. But we do Christmas right. I ain't putting it out. I'm just saying I got to get everything ready because I won't have time until November 22nd again to really make this happen. So I've got to do some things to get there. Now, have I put Christmas stuff out before Halloween? No. After Halloween, all bets are off, though. I'll put it out in November anytime I want to. James, I'm hoping this weekend will be the last lawn mowing of the year. Jeff, that's exactly what I had July 30th. Hers was August 11. Good luck to your mom. Thank you for that. And hey, how'd you do yours? How did you fracture your? And there's a difference between a break and a fracture, and apparently on the tibia plateau, it's a drop down. You come down harder on something, you step down harder on something. I don't know. You jumped off of your roof, Jeff, and you landed. Maybe you were parachuting. I don't know, but I'm intrigued to hear hers happened. She was killing wasp. She was standing on a stool, killing wasp with wasp spray, and stepped down awkwardly, and boom, 83 years old. That'll happen. But she killed the wasp. Jan, clean out my guest room and guest room closet. Nancy Rivera, Gabe's widow, is coming to Lubbock in October and will be staying with me. It looks like a storeroom right now, mowed for the last time, I hope. There's a story in there somewhere, Jan, on Nancy coming into town and everything, and I'm fascinated by it. And I don't want to pry into anyone's personal life, but I'm truly fascinated by that. And just tell her, hey, your husband was a badass, which he already knows. Gonna give the two hounds a good bath. I hope those are dogs. Out on the patio while the weather is nice. That ought to do them until April, right after the March Madness. Jeff, so we're going back to fracturing the tibia plateau. Playing basketball, came down awkwardly on the foot, actually hurt it snap. Spiral fractures, 2 surgeries, 2 plates. All right, well, you're an overachiever. My mom didn't have plates or surgery, just immobilization and non-weight bearing for 8 weeks. Bless her heart, yeah. All right, man. Well, I hope you're getting back. I hope it's getting better, and I'm sure you'll be dunking again soon, no doubt. Although those plates are kind of heavy. That now, if you can't dunk, you can say, "Hey, I'd like to dunk. I used to dunk, but I got metal in my legs. It's hard to do that." Games you're most interested in this weekend? It's just a matter of how much Green Bay decides to beat the Cowboys Sunday night, right? The Micah Parsons, and I actually wrote and published our column this morning on the website with Micah Hudson there. The return of Micah Hudson to Dallas. He's going to play with a fury. And then I was like, hold on. About an hour later, I'm like, I really think I wrote Micah Hudson. Went back to look. Yeah, I did change it up. Cowboys are going to get just pulverized on Sunday. Texans will get their first win of the season. I believe that. Then we have in the SEC, LSU and Ole Miss, and people are trying to make you think this game, we got to care about this game. Okay, whatever. I think it's like the first team to 35. It's going to be a high-scoring game, and people are going to talk about the great athletes in the SEC, as opposed to when this used to happen in the Big 12 10 and 15 years ago. They talked about how horrible the athletes were in the Big 12 that were playing a 38, 35, 42, 35 game. So wait for that narrative. And then between the hedges, Alabama taking on Georgia. As the week has gone along, I have been talked into this idea that Kalen DeBoer is not the world's worst coach, that Alabama still has talent, that Georgia is, 1-9 ATS, I think, against Alabama. Is that ATS or straight up? Straight up, maybe? Yeesh. I'm leaning towards Alabama, and I hate Alabama. All right, James, over under Hudson, 2.5 sacks against Dallas. I'll take the under because 3 sacks in a game are really hard to get. So I'll go under, but I think he will have a very meaningful and impact hit. And if you're a Cowboy fan, you just hope he doesn't end a Dak Prescott season. He will play with the fury. Jan, meanwhile, back there, that woman on the United Supermarkets chat line. Looking for a home here, talking about Gabe Rivera's widow, going to move back to Lubbock. Cool. Told her she could stay as long as necessary to find a home here. Sheboygan, nice lady. What is Sheboygan? It's a place in Michigan. That's got to be a voice to text or something right there. Nice lady, and she took such good care of Gabe, and yes, she did. I'm not going to make light of that. Get the book the professor at Tech wrote about him with her help. Good read. I will look for it. I am unfamiliar with it. I didn't know there was a book about it. I will be happy to read it. All right. Hey, a lot of people said they can't do a show on Friday. It's an open week. Hyatt won't be there on Friday night. Nobody's going to be there on Friday night doing anything live and talking to Red Raider fans. And I said, damn right we can. We can do it. We can make it happen. Now, after doing this, I want you to do a couple of nice things for me, okay? If you could. The power of five. 5 people every night. Go to our sponsors on social media. The Reserve tonight, a culinary tavern, great brunch, Saturday, Sunday. And tell them thanks for supporting Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. Ultra Exteriors. They don't have a Facebook page. They got a website. You can go there. They've got to contact us and tell Warren Taylor thanks. United Supermarkets, Market Street, they got a Facebook page. You can do the same thing. And of course, Hat Creek Interiors. And then you're just going to start clicking on all the pictures and get lost. Don't get confused when you get to their Facebook page for Hat Creek Interiors. Be sure, once you get there first, to say, hey, thanks for supporting Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. If 5 people do that every night, huge for our sponsors, huge for us, helps grow everything. Also, for the replay people, subscribe to all of our platforms. Our YouTube channel is free. Our Facebook page, free. Obviously, Twitter is free at Ryan Hyatt Media. And then share it, and let's grow Raiderland together. We will not be live this weekend, obviously, no Raiderland Rewind. But we will have a Saturday calling with no name and 5 things we know on Sunday. So I want everybody to have a great weekend. Get your projects done. Have fun. We're still going to be active on Twitter all weekend long. So hit us there at Ryan Hyatt Media. But I just thank you for being out there and ask you to do a couple of things for us. And I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to do it. And we appreciate you for it. All right, that's going to do it. Be sure and check out everything we do at theraiderland.com.